Hey everyone, I've been wanting to make this video since this weekend. I'm real excited about it because over the weekend I think I've learned the first true hack for dieting that doesn't involve counting calories, macronutrients, or really even looking at your diet. All right. Um, so over the weekend, I was listening to Dave Asprey, his podcast, where he interviewed a doctor named Dr. Sachin Panda. And Sachin, Dr. Panda, his work revolves around the circadian rhythm of eating. Okay, so we all know about circadian rhythm when it comes to the sleep-wake cycle, cortisol, things like that, melatonin. Well, what they're finding out is that almost every system in our body has a circadian rhythm, including our digestive system. And he went on to talk about a study that has been repeated many times with the same results, where they take mice, they start feeding them outside of their normal eating habits, their normal eating hours, and they start to see all these problems arise: inflammation, weight, obesity, things like that all start popping up in these mice just by expanding the hours where they typically don't eat when found in nature. Then what they do is they normalize their eating hours based on what works for them, for the mice in their natural habitat, and all those things go away. And all they did was change when they eat. They didn't change the quality of the food or what they ate. On the exact same diet, all those symptoms disappear. So the study goes into it even more. It's really, really interesting, but I know many of you are not going to sit down for about 2 hours and listen to it, so I just want to give you this. Looking into this more and more, it actually seems to be something that the medical community uses when it comes to treating diseases, is that they have this fixed window of time that the person is allowed to eat, and the rest of the time they're not allowed to eat. And what this does is it allows your system to take a break from eating, which has a big impact on all the resources your body has at any given time. So detoxification gets to ramp up because digestion is taking a break. Your kidneys get to ramp up and heal themselves after eating food all the time. Okay, so this window of not eating has a lot of restorative benefits to it. Now, eating within a certain timed window is something that I've practiced with a lot of clients because it gives you parameters, okay? And rules are easy to follow. So typically what I tell a client is, a 12-hour window. 12 hours makes sense for most clients. So 12 hours, then we try to fit 3 to 4 eating times within there. You start assigning numbers to everything, and suddenly everything becomes very manageable and easier to journal, easier to track. Okay, but now I have more reason to set this window, and I have more reason to set this window to 10 hours, okay? Especially if the goal of the client is specifically weight loss, okay? Because what happens when we're obese? You have all those inflammation symptoms popping up. You have bad skin, you have joint pain, you have lack of energy and things like that. So before we can even start thinking about, hitting protein goals, building muscle, and all those things that come down the road, let's try to give the body a break from what it's been going through. Let it heal itself, and let's free up the resources that it's been using to battle all of this inflammation, and start using those resources to get us to our goals quicker, okay? So this 10-hour eating window, it's safe, it's free to try, doesn't cost you anything, and you don't have to keep track of really anything other than when you eat. So that's why I was so excited about finding this and researching it more and giving it to you guys. For all my clients who they're trying to get over that first big hurdle of just losing the weight, getting healthier, this may be a viable ticket for you, okay? Let's narrow our eating windows to 10 hours, which the 10-hour window is what they found to work for most people. It can be smaller, it can be bigger from person to person, but 10 hours seems to be the safe bet to start off with. From there, you can tweak things, okay? Now, when it comes to eating, what is considered eating, okay? So what I'm mainly concerned about is your insulin, okay? So if you wake up and the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is have a glass of water with salt, or you have some black coffee, or that is not considered eating, okay? But you have to be doing just that. Just the coffee, no sweeteners, no cream, nothing like that, or the water. That is okay. Now, if you take in anything that spikes your insulin, then consider yourself eating. Start looking at your watch. 10 hours later, shut it down. But a lot of my clients don't seem to have that problem. They wake up and they actually are not hungry, okay? So for those guys, when they wake up, have water, have your black coffee, whatever you want to do. In fact, this is a perfect time to experiment with something else out there, ketones, okay? So when you wake up, you're waking up from a fast, you want something in your system, but you're not hungry, you just need something for energy. So try ketones along with some coffee. Putting coconut oil in your coffee can be viable too, and not mess with this window. So try those out. 10 hours later, shut it down, which also sets you up really well for good sleep, because we want, something else I try to preach to my clients is an hour and a half to 2 hours you want to stop eating before you go to sleep. This gives your body a break from having to digest all your food, and it can redirect its resources towards optimizing everything that goes on during sleep, which that's a laundry list of things, okay? So try this 10-hour window thing out. Try it for 2 to 3 weeks before you pass any judgment on it. Let me know how it's working for you. And I think that's it. So thanks for watching. I have so much more information to give you guys this week, so be sure to keep tuning in. Thanks.